morning, and welcome to Winnipeg. Now, I did come back to the model table last night, but there will be no rollback because I didn't do any videoing. All I did was I gave this piece its second coat. And I was noticing yesterday, well, maybe I'll wait till I zoom in to show you this, what I did. But I was finding that when I had my magnification hood on, and I was able to just get in right and do a much nicer job than I did what you saw yesterday. So yeah, the second coat is on there really good. Now, speaking of painting this plastic, you know, like this is the bare plastic, and it looks pretty much the same shade of gray as and I've talked about that several times. But one of the viewers made the comment, something to the effect of, we go to all the work of painting something like this that is already the right color, and because the paint covers up the fine detail, we lose detail, okay? Then what do? We put gloss on top of it. Or maybe we paint it with a gloss enamel or something like that. In other words, what he's saying is, why don't we just leave it? I guess it's because for me personally, I don't like the plastic look. I want to get away from the plastic look. Otherwise, you may as well just have a kit that comes with, you know, all the parts molded the right color. Which might not be a bad idea if they could figure out how to, you know, make it so it doesn't look like plastic. You know, how do you make plastic so that it doesn't look like plastic? Okay. Oh, another viewer had a good idea, and I think I'm going to do that. And that is, like I wrote "opened" on this yesterday, and I think it was Tron. He was saying, why don't you just write the date on it when you opened it? Then you don't need to write "opened" because if the date's on it, you know you opened it. And also, you could write when you bought it, so you know how old it is. That's a thought. So that's what I'm going to try to do here. I'm going to just take a piece of tape and you know, as long as you don't cover up the XF19, you know, that you'd put a piece of tape around it. You have lots of room to do a lot of writing. You could you know, put on it. You put so many milliliters of thinner was added to it, or you added some of the what is that stuff called? Paint retarder. Okay, you know, so many drops of paint retarder or whatever, so that you would know a month down the road what you got. A lot of people have it almost looks like a display in a store with all the paint in the background. I don't have that much. I've got a lot of bottles that are probably dried out and should be thrown out, but and I'm keeping my old Humbrol enamel just for sentimental reasons. I don't think I'll probably ever use it, but I was thinking about it this morning, and some of those little tins go back to the early 80s. And in fact, most of them go back to the early 80s. So that enamel paint from Humbrol, I was going to say it lasts forever. Well, ever is a long time, but when, you know, if I shake those little tins now, they sound just the same as they did 45 years ago, or whatever. Okay, I'd like to try and get done step 41 today if I could. It looks to me like we got to just get this painted. No, I guess we won't get it done. And then there's those ladders that we have to try and get into place. I think probably what I will do is, yeah, you know, there's, I just don't know what to do about those ladders, whether I should try and put them on now or put them on later after this piece is dropped down. I think the best way to do it is to try and get them basically in place right now. They go on the other module, the main module, which I've taken and put over there by the mantle clock for safekeeping, because I know as sure as shooting, if I have it sitting here on the model table, I'm going to reach across and I'm going to break the antenna off the top of it or something. So okay, yeah, let's get going here and see what we can do. As I've said before, I do way too much talking. I don't know what's happening to me. Oh, another mistake I made yesterday. And some of you saw it. In fact, probably a lot of you noticed it. Anybody who watched the entire episode noticed it. I put in twice the status of our package that's coming from Corey in Los Angeles. Okay, here's what happens. So, some of these little segments that you see, I pre-record, you might say, and then I slip them into a spot that I think is appropriate. For instance, maybe later on you'll see that I went out on my bike yesterday. Well, I've already done that. In fact, I did that last night. So not everything is done in chronological order, in other words. So what happened yesterday was I put it in twice, and I was in such a hurry, you might say, to get out on my bike that I thought I won't bother proofing this one. I'll just upload it. And that's exactly what happened. I uploaded it, and that was the very one that I should have taken something out of, and which I very seldom have to do. Yeah, Murphy's Law, right? Murphy's Law. Okay, Ron, shut up, and let's get going here. Oh, I'll just move the camera in, and I'll show you what this looks like now that it's had the second coat on it. And there was one other little thing that I wanted to mention about it. So let's just do that. But first, I want to try this idea with the masking tape. I would have preferred to be able to write on the yellow masking tape, except it slowly lets go, whereas I think that this doesn't. So here's the plan. Okay, I can sort of see through that, where that... Okay. Alright, so there is our XF-19. What I want to do here is to just see how long oh yeah, okay, how long should the tape be? So let's not cut myself now. I'll go like that. I'll go like this. No. Alright, now. Yeah, we can see the XF-19. So, what I'll be able to do later is, yeah, oh, it took the price tag off. Well, that's alright. Don't need that anyway. Or, no, it took the danger thing off there. Oh, fire. You wouldn't think that flat clear that dilutes with water would be have a fire hazard, but apparently it does. Okay, so now let's just see here how easy it would be to, if I had a piece of tape that long, just put it on here quickly. Okay, now we know that we opened it yesterday. Okay, today is, where's the clock? Okay, yesterday was July the 23rd. Let's just try that and see how it's going to work here. Okay, now don't try and talk and write at the same time or you'll spell it wrong. July 23. Okay. Yeah, that works okay. Now, it hasn't been thinned. So if I was to thin it later, I could mark it either thinned or put how many milliliters of thin I actually put in there. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for the idea, Tron. Now, yesterday when I was doing my editing, I noticed that on the top of one of these splinter rails, I think it was this one right here, there was quite a bit of flashing. And what I had done is, before I put the second coat on, I sanded that flashing off, so we don't have that anymore. But and also I was noticing that I missed some places. There was bare plastic in between these little ribs or whatever they are. Well, that's gone now. No, the underneath, I didn't paint the underneath. I suppose I should have, but I didn't. Okay, what we got to do today is we got to do the deck part with the 77, and I don't think there's any parts that we have to stick on this until after this is in place. If you remember, I was talking about taking and maybe filing the edges here so it would fit into that slot better. But I'm thinking now, instead of filing this down, I might be better off putting the file, if it'll fit, into the slot, and sort of get the paint that's built up on the other piece removed, and maybe widen the slot so this will just slip in nice and easy, and we're not going to be scratching the deck all up either if it slips in easy. And also, if something doesn't want to go in easy into something else, you sometimes have a tendency to all of a sudden it goes and you break something, or you're pushing real hard and you're actually pressing on something that you're going to break. Anyway, I think you get the idea. Okay, let's get our 77 going here. Now our sunrise this morning, nothing special, but at least this time we could see where it was, whereas yesterday there was no sign of it anywhere. And I know there are some people that like to see, how things are going over the bridge. And yeah, so here we go. We'll make it really quick here and get it over with. Maybe throw in a tiny bit of music. Okay. Now I think this is going to take 2 coats. I'm pretty sure it will. Now the plan is to go all the way around the outside first, as close as I can to the splinter wall without actually going up it. Now I know that looks pretty blotchy, doesn't it? I think the second coat is going to solve the problem. Oh, I went up the wall. Well, hopefully the gun assembly that's going to go in there is going to distract from that. I think that this area here is actually going to be inside the main module, so realize that looks really blotchy. But my experience has been that the second and third coats makes it look nice and even. Okay, let's let that dry. I know I didn't do real good right around there, but I'm pretty sure that the gun assembly is going to completely cover this. So yeah, let's let this dry. Now, if you will remember, yesterday morning it started out pretty rainy, and the thought was, maybe I won't be able to get out on my bike. But I was able to. And it was maybe only about 2 degrees cooler than the day before, but it was still very nice. I didn't need a jacket. And I thought I was going a little bit faster. Now, I went the exact same route and covered the exact same ground. And I thought I was going a little faster and my time would be a little better. But I guess it's sort of a coincidence. I was only 13 seconds faster than the day before. Maybe I got held up at red lights more. I don't know. Anyway, I wasn't out to break any time records or anything like that. Yeah, I was out to have a good time, which I did. Okay, here is what's been happening. While this first coat was drying in front of an electric fan, yeah, it kind of rusted. I edited out everything you've seen up until right now. Then I came back and I put the second coat on, which is presently drying. I don't think I'm going to need a third. I think it's going to look okay. There is the odd place, as you're probably noticing, where I went up the splinter wall, and I might have to maybe, go over that with the 19. However, right now it just went on to 30 degrees outside in the shade. It is beautiful out there. I want to go out. I want to enjoy myself. I think what I'm going to try to do is do the same route that I did the last 2 days, only this time I'll see if I go as fast as I can in level 1, which is, not, which is still pretty slow. What kind of time I can do it in. As long as I'll do it safely and everything, but that's the plan. So I want to get outside. I just got to clean up my brushes here, and I want to enjoy the day. So thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.